We are on page 9 of your digital notebook. We are going to start with number 1. This is part 5 of lesson 4. In your e-text, you will need to click next 4 times, and it will get you to how did the first cities begin. So let's start listening.
How did the first cities begin? The world's first cities began as farming villages in the Middle East. As the villages grew, they began to trade with one another. Trade, like farming, became an important source of wealth.
All right, the first question will be in this green highlighted 2 sentences. According to historians, why is Uruk important?
The city of Uruk. Many historians consider Uruk to be the world's first city. It is thought to have been founded 6,000 to 7,000 years ago.
All right, why is Uruk important? Pause my video and get that answer now. Number 2, how was Uruk different from Çatalhöyük? I can never remember how to say that. So you'll find those differences in this pink highlighted paragraph.
Uruk was different from Çatalhöyük and older farming villages. One difference was Uruk's size. Çatalhöyük covered about 32 acres and was home to no more than 6,000 people. When Uruk was at its height, more than 40,000 people lived there. Uruk covered an area of nearly 1,000 acres and had houses, gardens, and large public buildings such as temples. Another difference was Uruk's form of government. Villages such as Çatalhöyük had little need for complex government. People acted and made decisions according to ancient village customs. A village council settled most disputes. A city such as Uruk was too large to manage that way. Uruk had a strong, well-organized government. The city's first rulers were probably temple priests. Later, powerful military leaders ruled Uruk as kings. These rulers had far more power than a village council did.
How was Uruk different from Çatalhöyük? So there are 2 differences here. I would like both of them in your digital notebook. Pause my video and get that now. All right, let's move on to page 10. That first question is a mastery check question. You will find it under the heading, how did cities become centers of wealth? The question is, what happens in a community's economy? Go ahead and listen and get that answer.
How did cities become centers of wealth? A city such as Uruk also had a more complex economy than did early farming villages. An economy is the system that a community uses to produce and distribute goods and services.
All right, number 1 again, what happens in a community's economy? Get that answer from this circled yellow paragraph. Number 2, how are the economies of Uruk and Çatalhöyük similar and different? So you are going to find that answer in this pink highlighted paragraph. When the reading starts, it will begin here. But once it gets to this pink paragraph, please find the similarities and differences in the 2 economies.
In the earliest human communities, each group produced these goods and services that were necessary for its survival. The group produced these goods and services by hunting and gathering. The goods and services were then shared by the members of the community. Çatalhöyük's economy was based mainly on farming. By contrast, Uruk's more complex economy was based on both farming and trade. Workshops that produced all kinds of goods lined the city's streets. Traders from Uruk traveled widely. Archaeologists have found pottery and other trade goods from Uruk in many places in the Middle East.
Again, how are the economies of Uruk and Çatalhöyük similar and different? Find those similarities and or differences in this pink highlighted paragraph. All right, let's move on to the last page. Number 3 you will find in this blue highlight, and number 4 you will find in the green highlight. I'm going to let this one paragraph play. So in the blue highlight, you are looking for 3, why did new people move to Uruk? And then in the green highlight, the question is, how did the city of Uruk protect itself from raiders?
The wealth of Uruk and other early cities attracted many newcomers. People began to move from the countryside into the cities. Many early cities built walls to protect themselves from raiders. Uruk, for example, was surrounded by a thick wall that stretched for 6 miles around the city. This wall was a sign that Uruk was a wealthy city worth protecting.
Again, number 3 is in this blue highlight. Why did new people move to Uruk? Go ahead and get that answer now. And 4, how did the city of Uruk protect itself from raiders? That will be in this green highlighted text. Get that answer now.